GMGM, ladies, gentlemen, and fantasy top enjoyers alike. Welcome to another exciting episode of Fantasy Top Down presented by Metaverse HQ. I am your host, Silva Surger, joined by the finest host in all of the land, across the pond, in fact, Mr. Ezrin. How you doing this morning,
Hey,
Ezrin?
I am good, thank you. I always look forward to this part of the week, and I've got some snappy rewards this week as well, so that's always nice to see.
Ooh, that feels like a great tease for what's to come. Super excited to get into that. And glad one of us has some nice rewards because the other one of us is just toiling in mediocrity, same as ever.
Oh, just don't be like that. You have good weeks too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's a little self-deprecation. Just it's fun. We got some good weeks, we got some bad weeks, but all in all, Fantasy Top still the best, in my opinion, the best thing you can be doing just actively or really even kind of passively farming, Web3 and crypto in general.
Yeah, I mean, it passes your Monday to Thursday, right? Like
Absolutely.
something to look
Refreshing,
at. Yeah, every
refreshing.
other hour.
Did my scores change? Did my scores change? And they did, and usually they're down. So maybe there's a lesson in there.
Sometimes I look at the main site and I'm like, oh, that doesn't look great. Let me go and check the Molt site because maybe it's not updated in an hour. Maybe I looked better an hour ago. Yeah. Get away from the live score. Show me the old score. Yeah.
You'd think, as we're pressing closer and closer towards a year of Fantasy Top, we would have learned a lesson or two by now, but no, never us, apparently.
No, don't get excited until the last 2 minutes, basically.
Basically, yep.
Yeah. It's nice to be like, oh, stop the count. But let's be serious.
Yep. Yep. If
It's
that is my favorite thing after, maybe 5 or 10 minutes after the first index has taken place and I'm sitting in first in one league and eighth in another and just spamming stop the count in our thread at MVHQ.
yeah, it's nice. Nice to dream.
Always someone who's doing great in those early days and just happens to fall off.
Yeah, I actually try not to even speak about it anymore because I'm just like always disappointed. You know, you're sitting there and you think, oh yeah, these guys have got it, and then nope, someone comes from somewhere and just destroys you.
Always the case, always the case. For me at least. I'm sure it's if that's for me, I'm sure it has to be the opposite for some people, right? Because someone has to win.
Yeah, I don't mind it if like one deck drops off, but see when like one deck drops off and the others don't come up, it's like
Yeah.
no.
They're all just in the sinking ship together.
Exactly. Yeah, that's never pleasant. But there we go. There we go. So yeah,
Uh,
how did you do this week?
did all right, all things considered, not too bad. Pretty standard, I would say myself. Let me here. I'll go through my little rewards claim actually, since I've not done that yet, and we can talk about it
Let's
live.
go.
So yeah, I got 58th in elite, did decently well there.
Okay.
DCF really strong week in 49th place. Pentoshi as well, 21st. Even Marusha. I mean, I know star count isn't a thing in elite, but coming back to even getting close to a 1500 score is really
Yeah.
heartening to see. After 3 weeks ago he said he was just going to disappear and he was done. So that getting anything more than a zero is pretty good for me, I'd say.
So hard as well, because like especially legendaries, you like invest in a legendary, and like those guys were top tier like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I don't know.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Thankfully, that Pentoshi investment is still keeping my entire lineup afloat.
Yeah, I remember when he nearly got voted out. That was insane.
Oh my god, the glory days of fantasy top, some would call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 58th in elite was my best, and then nothing terrible, but nothing fantastic either. Got nearly a top 300 in gold, top 500 or two in silver, and
Nice.
then bronze in reverse. We just won't scroll that far down because that is a sad state of affairs.
It was so competitive this week.
It was, and that's something I wanted to touch on later with you, but I think it was the highest scoring week we've had either ever or since we had our last highest scoring week ever, which was just a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I think to like get anything was just like crazy high. Like elite was the place to go this week.
Yep, and even in elite, normally my goal is just being on that front page of winners, right? Which is the top 30. I think
Mhm.
top 30 this week in Elite was somewhere over 8,000 or 8,100 points. It was wild.
Yeah, it was 18 pages in our fantasy top chat in MVHQ was saying that to farm ETH in Elite, you needed 830 points per card to make the cut.
That
Which doesn't
is,
sound crazy, right? It doesn't sound crazy, but it kind of is.
yeah. When you're talking about needing that at a minimum from all of your cards, you need five that are able to
Mhm.
get that. That it is not as easy as it sounds. Trust me.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Crazy.
Yep. So, did decently well, all things considered, I would say. Like I said, Pentoshi did a lot of heavy lifting for me. Just going back here, Adam Cochran had a really great week, with some of the political stuff going on, as well as kind of streaming on abstract. I've seen him do. So he made it back into almost the top 30 overall. Min as well. And even, Bread Guy was a standout here, finishing, I think he finished second overall in all the competitions, so really great
Yep.
stuff from him.
Yeah, he had that great tweet about Eric Trump's moving of ETH, which I think then got stolen by other people. Like, it was quite funny actually. It was classic Wizard of Soho. He stole the picture, and people were like, "Why haven't you credited Bread Guy?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"Well, Trump made crime legal."
Oh my god, what a fucking piece of shit.
Oh,
Just go back to posting pictures of your fake Rolexes, Wiz. That's all anyone really. That's all you're useful for.
oh, yeah. Tough, innit? Tough, tough
Yes,
times.
yes, sir, it is. But you know what's perfect to pick us up from some tough times, Ezrin?
What's that?
Some pack ripping.
Yeah,
I
nice,
am.
man.
I got a
What's your
thousand.
tactic gonna be? What have you got? You got 1100
1100
frags.
frags. So yeah, we're gonna dilly dally on over to the shop here. We're gonna go for the jade packs because I'm
Yeah.
all
Till they
about.
remove till they remove blast gold from that spinner. I'm not gonna trust it.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we had enough anecdotal evidence in HQ from the several hundred or even thousand spins we collectively did, and it was a good prospect at first. I'll be fair to it, but I felt like I hit on a pack almost on 50% of the time, so it made it worth the spins. But I feel like they've nerfed it just enough that I feel better going just straight packs this week.
Yeah, I'm with you. And it's kind of nice to just get that fat bulk of cards and just click through them.
Yep, could
It's
not
less
agree more.
painful because you can hit some absolute shitters, but you don't mind because you're going to click the next one really quickly and forget all about it.
Yep.
Whereas the one by one job is sometimes tough to swallow.
It can only
Waiting
hurt me for
60 seconds.
It can only hurt me for 3 seconds until I click to the next one. That's my new motto.
You click slow.
It's got to be some mental gymnastics. If I wait longer, surely there's got to be a better card behind it, right? Right?
That's it. Yeah, it's even worse when it's silhouettes you like an absolute shitter through the.
You can just see stacks
Yeah,
of Kippets and Travis Bickles behind it.
yeah. What are you hoping for? Tell me, what are your expectations on 11?
I try to go in, try to be level headed, right? Just ask for one decent usable card. Whether that's an undervalued card in the 3 or 4, 5 star range, or one of the bangers, 6 and up of, a Greg and Ansem, or a
Mhm.
Kale who's right back into form this week. Just something usable. Obviously, a Greg or an Ansem would be the best case, but hey, we can't all be you now, can we, Ezrin?
Oh, that was a nice pack. Yes. But just to let you know, in terms of the 1 to 3 stars, which let's face it is probably quite common in these packs, you've got chances of Imran, which I think could be good. You've got Web3 Quant, which is kind of up for debate. Sinners, Free, Vo is a 3 star.
Her.
So there's some decent low starage that could be on offer here.
Yeah, definitely some value down
But
there.
I still hope you get something in the six and plus, 6 to 8 range, and as long as it's like a good 6 to 8, as you say, like a usable 6 to 8.
Yeah, not like the Bandit, 6 star who he pumped up there from having a really great week, once in a blue moon.
Yeah,
You need a real 6 to 8 star.
yeah, yeah.
All right, without
I uh,
further, oh, go ahead.
I think because you've dissed Wiz, you're gonna get Wiz, mate.
You know what? And I would be happy to have him.
You
Not
would.
not a fan of him personally, but am a fan of his posting style and virality. So I take that one on the chin, accept my L, and put him in a lineup next week.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right,
Right, let's
here
go, man.
here we go.
Doosh, doosh, doosh.
Come on, come on. All greens. Boo.
Oh, you're a bit ahead of me here on the screen. Right, okay. Yeah, finally caught up. Gout, imagine, early days, yeah, that would have been an absolute win. But
And I remember I was between first week or two in fantasy up trying to scrape together the ETH for a gout or some other bargain basement kind of picks, and pretty happy I didn't spend the 2-3 ETH it would have been to form one of his rares.
yeah, that was a tough one to swallow.
Ooh, there we go. Okay, we'll take a
Oh,
Web three.
right, so you now have the most expensive, apart from Eugene and the pigeon. You've
Mm-hmm.
got that's 0.028 floor.
We will take that.
Y-
That's half the
Yeah,
ETH I got already from my rewards.
and just to back it up, 0.027 top bid.
Jeez. Okay. Wow. So bid to
So
floor is
I get
very
the
close
feeling
there.
that a lot of people are seeing that as the number one to have for next week.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, he's shown time and again he can be a top 10, 20, 30 hero if he just posts one or two times a day. So, oh, that
Yeah.
that, that is a nice pull.
And Wake and Jake always quotes Web3 quant, doesn't he?
That's
Not Wake and Jake.
true.
Jake and Bake. I'm confusing him with his show.
I'll make sure I plug that in his DMs. Make sure he retweets Web3 Quant a ton next week.
Yeah, yeah. Good visuals. Right.
All right.
Let's go. Did very well this week. Safety third.
He did, yeah. He bumped up hugely. I might have to throw him in reverse just because I'm assuming that's going to be the not the trend, but the one off that just that proves the trend. So
Yep. He's nice. He's still cheap as chips. Yep. Keep going.
okay, ooh, good old Pac-Man.
Whew. Yeah, I still don't know what to do with that. I've got way too many. And I just keep thinking, yep, next week. Farouk, good man. Let's here we go.
Decent,
I
yeah,
quite like Farouk. He's
yeah.
he's quite safe.
Agreed, especially at 4 stars. I mean, that's decent value, I say.
Yeah. And he does a show every week, so he usually tweets something. Good.
Mm-hmm. He's got his own their myriad markets, which is basically like a poly market clone that they're doing on Abstract. So hopefully that gets a little bit more shine in these next few weeks.
For sure.
Awesome. Not so awesome. NBA Trey. Oh, your
Okay.
boy.
You're spending more than 3 seconds here. Quick.
Right. Oh,
Quick.
oh,
Okay.
oh,
Oh.
oh.
Oof. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Nothing
Right.
better.
So
Nothing
hide the
better than a
bottom
four
half.
star.
No, but I would say Quant's decent. I think third Pac-Man, Farouk, usable. Gout sort of thing I would put in every week, but regret it. But yeah, I think it's not the worst, but not great. You've got a usable Web3 quant for next week for sure.
Absolutely, and even the gout, right? He's nowhere near as consistent as he was at the top, but he still has weeks where he's a way better value than a 2 star. So I'll squeeze him in somewhere and hope he can pull out something like that next week.
Absolutely. And at 2 star, that's kind of insane.
Yeah,
Is it
agreed.
insane? Is it insane? Is it? I don't know what he's been for like weeks, but
Let's
I
see.
don't
Let's go
remember
down
him
to
being that
old
low.
Gouty. Oh, not been great.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Forgive you.
That's all right. I'm a big believer in second chances, Ezrin. So I'm gonna give him that second chance, and then if he burns me again, I'm burning him right back. Wee.
Whee! Love it.
All right. Well, enough from me. Jabbering on about my midweek. How about you, my friend? How did you do as we toggle on over to your screen? Cause whoo, I see some juicy rewards, baby.
I did pretty well on the ETH this week. The ETH, like I guess I'm quite like 3,000 frags I've seen a few times,
Mm-hmm.
but the 0.25 ETH was my big win this week. So I think I managed to nail. What did I get? Yeah, I managed to get some pretty good scores across the board. I managed to get 17th in bronze, 6th in silver, 41st in gold, and then 154 in elite was, I guess. I usually did a bit better in elite, so
Yeah.
that was a. But then I moved more into gold, so I don't know. I think that's one of the reasons why I got more ETH than I did frags,
Okay.
was because if you can pull some of your epics into gold and they do decent, then you kind of end up on the east side instead of the frag side, which I was kind of used to getting for elite. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was pretty damn happy. It was like very mid to low during the week, and
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, last day or so, it absolutely jumped back up to something that I was a hell of a lot happier with. So yeah, really happy with that. Managed to pull in not an insanely bad ELO, but still not great. Um, but yeah, there we go. So you can see I did 3 elites. I had a couple of decent golds, and then I had that good silver, and then quite a few under 1,000 as well, which I think helped me. Bronze was a bit of a disaster, to be honest. Like, as you can see, I only managed to get 3 decks in the ELO there, and the rest just went wee. Yeah, so it was a bit mental, but overall rewards, they kind of, I think, stacked frags, which helped a lot, and then some good fan as well.
300,000 fantasy points. He says is okay. What a
No, that
guy.
was good, man. That was really
Okay.
good. I was really happy with that. But yeah, it means we get a nice stack of jade to open. I think I'm
Ooh.
gonna go for.
Oh my God.
Where did we go?
Ah, listen to your
Between.
heart. Follow your heart, Ezrin.
I mean, 23 lucky number.
Oh, is it?
32 is the reverse of 23. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go for it. Let's go. 32 reverse of 23. Great logic. Now, what I'm hoping for is Wiz or Whale Whoosh, because I'm still trying to get my rare.
For
And
both of them or
two.
just the whale?
No, so I've got 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Um, and I think I could do. I think I also can upgrade in NFT stats if I get one or two more.
Oh, okay.
But apart from that, just looking to see what comes out.
I'm sure it'll be great. Although
Yeah.
I know the viewers weren't here, they weren't privy to it, but you did rip a pack right before this main tournament started, right? And who did
Yeah.
you unpack there, my friend?
It was pretty nice. I managed to get. Here is it here? You see it?
Oh God, I can see his big old nose right there.
Yeah, it was a decent pack, man. It was like a last minute dash to basically build out. So I managed to get my first ever Greg. Whoa,
Oh,
the
big
Jade
pack.
Medicine. Oh, let's go back down. Right, okay, here we go. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that. I couldn't quite believe it, man. I've been waiting because we've been talking about the price of a pack, and it had gone up, and then I went and looked, and it was like down. It was like under 0.06.
Yeah.
And I thought, fuck it, I'll go for one. Gamble, feeling a bit degen. So went for it, and then yeah, couldn't believe it. Saw Greg. Oh, okay. So
Oh.
they're
All right, come on.
they're
Couple Gregs, couple whales. You got this, bro.
all right. Okay, here we go.
Come on.
Lipify,
Okay.
McKenna, Tree,
Okay.
Clemente. I quite like that. Very
Nice,
much
nice
usable.
pull. Let's see what
Bickle. Marusha
he's
at
Ooh.
5. Safety third gen free.
Well, there you
Bickle.
go.
I swear the last ones are always trash. Oh.
Heart foo, not bad. Ooh,
I'll take a
heart.
heart. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I needed one more. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, okay. I'll say okay.
Yeah,
I'll
not
say
our best week collectively, but not our worst week
no,
either.
no. I would say that was pretty mid, but that is that.
I mean, the Clemente alone has got a .032 ETH floor for its common, so that's nice.
That is nice. That is really nice. I mean, I need one more Marusha now.
Yeah,
What
on it, and
floor?
I think Marusha's gonna. You saw that low floor there. What was it, 008 basically? I think
Mm,
we see him bounce pretty hard once people are convinced he's actually back and not just going to be MIA.
yeah, no, I think that's cool. I've got 5 hearts to upgrade now. That's good.
Woo!
So I might do that. I'll have a wee look at how that fits in with my decks and decide if I'm doing that this week. Okay, not bad, man. Not bad at all. I'd say that was okay. I'd say that was okay.
I'd agree. I mean, like I said, my benchmark is usually do I get one usable card out of 10 maybe, and I got a
Yeah.
Web 3 quant that's good enough for me. You had the Clemente, you had the Heart, so I think you got two or three really decent cards in there and a bunch of burn fodder.
Oh yeah, I know. Speaking of burn fodder, that kind of takes us through to one thing I was going to talk about, which was
Ooh.
the different allow lists and how they're utilizing different like metrics to decide who gets what. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. Go on, King. Let me hear. What are you hitting at there?
Well, I was gonna say because so we had two. This one's very recent, but
Yeah,
this
that was
was
today,
on.
wasn't it? I had never even seen that until you linked it to me this morning.
Yeah, this was this morning. So
Hmm.
they had a fantasy team, probably 710's involvement, no doubt. Managed to get hold of 30 whitelists for this Wassies on Bera, which I'm guessing it's Wassies on Bera. Um, so yeah, for this one, they had a big list of people here who all basically were the top 30 of the Burns leaderboard. So if
Ooh.
you've burnt the most cards and you're on this leaderboard, you would have got, if you're in the top 30, you would have got in on this. And then we had another one in the week, which was this one, which was the Mega ETH Fantasy Partnership. So this was the top 100 people who have the highest fan holdings were whitelisted for the Flufflement, which is going to be the Mega ETH almost like fundraising round, I guess, like for the the general public. So that's them using like two different mechanics basically. So no matter if you're like a big burner or you've got a load of fan or something, so they're kind of using different ways to give back to different user types. At some point, they might start using things like ELO, or they might start using.
No, please, not anything but that.
Oh, tell me about it, man. If they start doing ELO, then I'm cooked, man. I'm cooked.
My
But
ELO
you
has
know,
been down only for like a month straight at this
oh
point.
yeah, oh yeah, 2 weeks straight. I even tried to go like cautious last week, and it was just like I'm back down to the silver plate, man, silver platter. I'm back over getting biscuits at my grand's house on the silver plate.
Hey, that
I'm a
doesn't sound
real
too
man.
bad on a rainy day like today, man.
Those biscuits were stale as hell, man. They were like tough.
They gotta have the
But
snap. They gotta have a snap to them.
I know, you know when you like force them down, you're like, have another, just have another. You're like, fuck, forcing me to eat stale biscuits. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, I just kind of like it. They're basically finding different ways of like using their different metrics and using their different tools to like shoehorn partnerships where it makes sense. So like we've obviously got like the build.dev. We had the steady
Mm-hmm.
teddies. Those are for like winning tournaments week by week. But then other things are coming up midweek that they're using different things to like offer it to different people. I would say as well, worth keeping track, worth getting in the Discord because, for example, the Mega ETH one. If you didn't take advantage of that within like a couple of days, they closed the ability for you to then use your whitelisted address.
Oh no, really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, you had to go and acknowledge the account. You know, you had to say like, yeah, I own this account.
Gotcha. Yeah, you just like do a little signature or something in your wallet.
Yeah, and then you could delegate your Mint wallet and that sort of stuff. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
I'm hoping you got your address through, right?
yeah, I did. I just didn't delegate it, which I'm now looking as like a soulbound token. So I'm like, oh shit. So forever, my fantasy, my fluffle will be together forever.
That's true. And I love how you pointed out the different methodologies there that they're using to whitelist, right? Like just like you said, just this week we've seen the top 100 fantasy point holders, the top 30 accounts that have burned the most cards. In the past, we've seen, I believe, just the top, like the top, I want to say it was top 100 or 300 accounts that just entered the most number of tournaments, right? Since the
Yep.
beginning. Can you remember any other ways that they've used to whitelist so far?
They had the basic bitch ones in Discord where you just had to click the button.
Oh yeah, that was actually the first one I missed because I wasn't even in the Discord yet. Didn't realize that
Yeah,
anything was
same, man. Yeah.
happening.
Yeah. I look at the names in there and I'm like, yeah, I don't know half of these people. Like that's obviously yeah, I don't always look in the Discord to be honest. It's like,
Yep.
I'm in like fantasy things in loads of places that aren't even the fantasy Discord. So it's like, you know, in MVHQ and New Blast City on Twitter group, like you know, it's
Mm-hmm.
funny. It's like all these different places to talk fantasy, but not always fantasy. Um,
Yep.
fantasy Discord. But yeah, worth keeping an eye on that stuff, having notifications and just kind of jumping on stuff because they're getting some really good looking whitelists. You know, like obviously Mega ETH and Wassie's on Bera yet to mint, so who knows what they're end up going to be. But they're like the sort of thing I would probably be hoping for from like a partnership point of view.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
good,
I want to
good.
stress that point, man. I like some of the obvious can't speak to every whitelist, right? Like we'll see how Wassy Zombera does. I think they had some abstract whitelists as well, so not really sure how that's gone. I've been pretty plugged out of abstract, but
Hmm.
steady teddies, that is huge, right? I mean, those whitelists are the whitelist is selling for around $3,000 to $3,500 a pop on places like Exaverse, whitelist marketplaces.
Oh
Um,
Jesus, man, that was the
yeah.
one fucking week that I decided to try and salvage some ELO. Oh, I just look. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, man? Why did I decide to submit like a third less decks that week?
I know that.
Idiot.
I mean, it is impossible to stay on top of everything, brother. You got to give yourself some leniency there.
ELO in the ground. Here we
Seriously,
go.
I think until and that's the thing, right? I've been maximizing just for fragments, ETH, and not ELO. And as soon as I've done that, I'm sure next week the whitelist will be based on ELO, and I'm gonna be sitting here with just nothing to show for it.
Well, I'll be sitting there with my ELO in the ground with my Wassie on Bera trading for 10 pence. How
uh,
wicked.
So yeah, some
Uh,
seriously high value stuff they've brought in, and this mega ETH one, not financial advice, yada yada, all that fun stuff. I think it is going to be an omega cook, man. I really think it's going to be a huge, huge winner if you can manage to mint.
yeah, I mean, just very quick info about that. So obviously, the name makes you think it's the biggest rug in the world, but
It does
um,
sound a little ruggy.
yeah,
I'm just not gonna lie.
you might have ETH, but you don't have mega ETH. Yeah. So basically, Bread Guy on the team. Bread Guy is super smart, super switched on. The idea behind the chain is to be a real-time L1. I'm trying to find Bread Guy like I know what the fuck I'm doing, but
Should be at the top. He's 8 stars
no,
for me.
I just realized I had him filtered up to 3 stars.
Huh,
Yeah, so
is he?
Bread Guy on the
They're none
team, which is
listed.
yeah, I don't know, Bread's like
That can't be.
gone
Oh
now.
wait, did you? There we go. Yep,
Oh,
right there.
here we go. Here we are. Here we are. Yeah, so Bread Guy's on the team. Fluffy's is the first NFT, I guess, on Mega ETH, but the idea behind it's a soulbound token that's going to basically looks like some weird like customizable rabbit But I don't think that's really the main part of it. I think the main part is it's going to be basically your way of tying your wallet to distribution of Mega ETH token.
Yeah,
Because
it's basically
something.
another form or another round of fundraising at about a 600 million market cap or FTV rather, which that's a lot, right? 600 million is a lot. Um,
Hmm.
However, a lot of estimates I've seen are that this is the kind of, it's an L1 that hasn't raised any VC funds. They've only done it, they did a round through Echo, which is, Kobe's kind of like public ICO esque platform. Um, and that's it. That's how they raised their first tranche of funding. And now this is basically like a second round. And those are the only token allocations, that have been released so far. So a lot of people have compared it to like Hyperliquid, where any exchange, anything that wants to list Mega ETH, the token, when it goes live, they're going to have to market by an allocation to list on their exchange. So I've seen a lot of comparisons to similar blockchains and companies like that, and that they expect it to reach a valuation of at least 10 figures. So, in the 1 to 9 billion FDV range, maybe even 11 figures. So you're possibly getting in at for a 5 or a 10x on just an early token round by minting this.
Yeah. I mean, I would say allocations on this. It's like the whitelist allocation is insanely oversubscribed. Um, since we've not mentioned him yet, Enormous James. This is he was quoting 80,000 whitelist spots, which I'm hoping quite a few of those would have fallen off from people who missed the wallet registration.
Yes. So I think that's a really salient point to bring up is that they have mentioned, I did a kind of deep dive yesterday just to educate myself because I've got a couple addresses whitelisted as well. Um,
Tell me
they
everything.
so they have 80,000 whitelisted addresses, like they say, but for the actual mintable addresses, it should be far lower because, like you said earlier, they're only going to actually whitelist the ones who go through, do the checker process, like sign the transaction like you were talking about. So, there's no telling how many of those 80,000 addresses are actually dead, right? Addresses that haven't been looked at for years because they were hacked or people left the
Mm,
space, blah, blah, blah. So I expect that number to conservatively be cut in half, I'd say at the bare minimum to maybe down to 40,000. And then on top of that, yesterday they released a small Twitter thread saying, hey, this is supposed to be a raise and a sale for the public, and we don't want that to go into hands of botters, snipers, what have you. So they actually released a poll, and the poll opened for 24 hours. I believe it's still open right now, saying that, what would you guys rather see? The community, would you rather see we keep it how it is, first come, first serve, and maybe botters and eat, and it's a gas war and all that? Or would you rather it be like a raffle, right? Where if you are a whitelisted address, you can put your name in the hat, and we'll pull out the 5,000 winners from there, and it's
oh
RNG at
shit.
that point. And last I checked, it was about, I think there were around 6,000 votes, and it was 75% to 25% were in favor of doing the raffle. So I think,
Wow. Okay.
which I feel much better about, honestly, as opposed to just trying to gas war 40,000 other folks. So
Uh huh. Uh huh. I'm with
I'm
you.
happy with that.
As much as we used to love gas wiring, yeah, I feel like that's maybe sensible.
And I legitimately think it wouldn't be other side level because I just don't know we'll ever see something that bad again. Um,
No, but at the same time, it also leaves a bit of a sour taste. If you go in there, you try and get it, you lose out, and there's like three-quarters of the people are pissed.
True. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's gonna happen, but
Whereas if you just don't win the raffle, then fuck it, I don't win the raffle.
yeah. Yeah, looking at it right now, there's just a hair under 6,000 votes, 74% to RNG, 26% to first come, first serve. So looks like we should be getting a kind of raffle for it sometime next week. So
Love it.
again, and the one thing not one thing. There's a lot of stuff about this, right? It's a very hyped project coming out. They've I mean, you're a dev, a blockchain dev yourself, Ezra, so you can speak to it. They're touting 10,000 transactions per second, which
Yeah.
is kind of an insane amount, right?
Yeah, I mean it's good. I mean everyone always tries to compare it to like credit card transactions. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
always like the benchmark for when people think blockchain's actually something that people can use.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I did read I was in a couple of bread spaces last week in the background while I was doing stuff, and yeah, it sounds like sounds pretty good. And if there's you know, if you've got like good public figures like bread being able to explain how and why and all that kind of stuff, then I think it's cool. I can see it being quite popular. 'Cause I always think like there's kind of two types of projects. You got the ones that make really cool shit but are not very good at marketing themselves. Whereas this one seems like they're making cool shit and they're also marketing themselves. Like, you know, it's pretty good. I'm pretty into it. I'll definitely try and do the raffle if that's what we do.
Same, yeah. I'll be there. We'll see what they do for the timing of it all because I believe when I checked when checker went live a couple of days ago, I checked and the mint was going to be at like 3 or 4 in the morning my time. So hoping a
Hey, that
raffle,
means it's good for me.
hoping the raffle gives me a couple extra hour leeway so I can enter it and not wake up at the crack of dawn. But we shall see.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure it'll be open for like that might be another reason why they do a raffle. Just so everyone has like a day or 12 hours or whatever it is.
Yeah, just a little bit of CYA, so they can say, "Yep, we gave everyone an equal and fair chance."
Yeah, because you don't want to piss people off like day zero.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean that can be the death knell for a chain. Um, One
Yeah,
thing I will
which
say that I think has gone under the radar with this, and Bread even emphasized yesterday, each NFT will cost 1 ETH and will cumulatively represent at least 5% of the Mega ETH network. Everyone's been doing their calculations of, what would that token allocation look like at what FDV, get at 5% of the token. But Bread had, at least 5%, and Bread hammered it home yesterday. The council or the founder team, whatever, they have the discretion to up that at any point they desire, right? So you could see that, go up to 6 or 7%, maybe even everything goes incredibly well, doubles up, and now you're sharing 10% of the tokens for the chain. I I really think this is going to be, obviously we're a little far off the fantasy train right now, but I think this is going to
yeah,
be a huge cook. And I think it's honestly a massive value add for, any fantasy players who got whitelist for this. So kudos to them. And, hope you guys all hit.
nice man. One last question since you seem to know a lot. Is the mint gonna be on ETH?
That is a great question. I have not seen them actually say whether or not it will be, but since it's next week and originally it was just supposed to be a mint, I'm going to say yes, it'll be on ETH, especially because they've also acknowledged that, oh, yeah, if 40,000, 80,000 people try to mint all at once, it's going to be a gas war. That tells me they
Mm,
have to plan on it going through with it on ETH and not
yeah.
their own network, right?
Otherwise, their TPS would handle it in 1 second.
Right? Yeah, it'd go through in one block.
Bloop. Love it, man.
That would be
On
a pretty badass proof of concept, though, right? Here's the first NFT mint on our brand new blockchain, and we're gonna put it through its paces right now.
yeah, for sure, man. But then moving back to I guess fantasy and blast. Um, I did see a tweet just come in there from Mr. Pac-Man. We're getting a
Uh
new
oh.
button. We're getting a new button.
Oh my god. We had
Who's even
four.
trolling, man? New button.
We
New
had
button
four
next.
buttons. Now we have five. Welcome to Blast, bitch. Oh, Pac-Man, how far you have fallen, my friend.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
more power to him, right? I'm hoping it goes well. Hell, our bags are both still very very heavy on Blast as far as fantasy goes. I know you and I have been pretty candid in our own conversations about hoping that Fantasy Top moves to another chain because at least I think Blast is pretty much one foot in the grave as it is. But we'll see what if Pac-Man's still got a couple of tricks up his sleeve because If not, I don't think fantasy is long for Blast much longer if that's the case.
Yeah, I'm still. I don't know. I think part of me is trying to work out, is it new shiny things taking away from old hat? I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I
I
think
don't know.
I just think so much narrative has kind of gone against Pac-Man here in the last few months, at least since Blast TGE, right? When a lot of the farmers felt like they got farmed and they didn't feel like they were rewarded, and there was the vesting. I don't think it's too late, but he really does need kind of a Hail Mary, a miracle kind of play here to win back all a good favor and get people back to farming his chain. But he's done it before, so I'm still here, right? I haven't liquidated my bags. I haven't said fantasy to zero, so I've still clearly got some sort of belief in him.
Yeah, same man. Same, same. I'm definitely still on the bandwagon for better or worse. Probably worse at this point, but I might chip a bit off just to get my mega ETH allocations, so I don't feel like I'm spending. You know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean that's a great way. Just use some of your fantasy top rewards, pay for that mega ETH whitelist, and go from there.
I was thinking sell some blast, but yeah. um. Okay, man. So what else did we want to cover? We had a couple of little small things that I can rattle through quickly.
Yeah, please. I've probably
Um.
bored all of our listeners to sleep by now with my mega ETH
I like it
fantasies. So
because I was waffling on thinking I was the one that might have known the most, but then you absolutely drowned me with actual knowledge instead of just some bullshit that I was spouting.
Sir, I
Um,
read one Twitter thread. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
that's more than me. More than me. Yeah. One other thing I
Ooh,
noticed.
what do
Are
you
we
got here?
on?
This is a quite a pretty set of pages. What are you looking at here?
Well, no. This is So Fantasy Top tweeted this week they updated the Gitbook. So Gitbook, for anyone that doesn't really know, is basically the what is fantasy? How do I play fantasy? So it's like all that. So in here it tells you all about everything, how things work, blah blah blah, how the scoring works to the point of like just telling you they they know how the scoring works, but you don't, which I think is fine. I kind of like that. I saw some people in other threads basically saying, "Oh, but how does it actually work? How do you know that you're not getting farmed by them making it up?" But I've never had that one question once, so I don't know why people keep posting that.
I think
But
I
yeah,
think it's
that's
just pure cope for people who aren't performing well, right? And it's like, well, it can't be me. It must be the devs. The devs are against me. Like, okay, come
yeah.
on, brother.
It's like you see one tweet by some mid hero, and they're like, "But why is he not number one?
Yep,
It's
exactly.
super popular." And it's like, yeah, but it's not." Um. So yeah, that was that. That's pretty good. Somewhere to point everyone. It's going to make modding in the Fantasy Top Discord even easier now. You can just link straight out to here.
Yep.
Um, and then there was another thing they did tweet out, which I know I've lost the tweet now, but it was just like improving performance on the site, which
Yeah.
yeah, can't argue with that. I do feel like the site's pretty smooth now, even
Agreed.
for like a even for like a day where we know um everyone's claiming their rewards. You know, it feels snappy, man.
Agreed.
Would
I
you?
know, this is kind of the V2 site we're working with, and it went live just what, 2 months ago, maybe something like that, right?
Hmm.
And it was pretty shaky that first day. I remember I think we had a stream that first day, and we could not get it to do most of what we wanted, but now it
Yeah,
does. Now it is pretty responsive, so I'm right there with you. I've very much liked kind of the implementation of features and everything they've been working with.
yeah. I think for doing the show as well, like we always liked referencing like where did a hero place,
Mm-hmm.
um, that sort of stuff. It was tough to find, but now it's all there pretty much.
Yep.
I think the only thing that I've seen people talk about is the fan leaderboard.
Yes, which thankfully we have the Molt again. Shout out the Molt and all of your data aggregation and deving you do behind the scenes. You can check it there, and it's an unofficial list, but he's pulling it all from. I'm assuming all the databases and APIs and stuff for fantasy. So it's right for me. So I'm assuming it's right for everyone else.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, seems close enough. But yeah, that was kind of everything that I had really.
Yes, sir. Yeah, maybe just wrap it up here. Kind of looking at any names we're looking at for next week or people we might think are a decent buy in this market.
Decent buy in this market.
Who
Uh,
isn't?
yeah, exactly.
And actually,
Um,
maybe before we get there, this was one thing I forgot to kind of talk about pre-show with you. Even
yeah,
crypto has not been having its best weeks, the last week or two, right? We're very much kind of dipping down in the red. Bitcoin right now is hovering right around 96,000, ETH 2,700, and Sol 190. Fair ways away from all-time highs for several of those coins. But something that really was heartening to see really this last week or two, fantasy cards did not respond to that. They did not dip the same way, we're used to seeing NFT collections, right? If the market dips, NFTs dip harder, right? If they rip, sometimes they don't rip as hard because people are readjusting for dollar values. But I was pretty surprised and honestly very happy to see that fantasy cards, the floors maintained, and some of them even kind of rose across the board, even marginally, 3, 4, 5%. But I was pretty excited to see that fantasy at least is a little disconnected from the market, at least right now, in a positive way.
yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I mean, it would be horrible to just go in and see things like, you know, e- everyone just dumping this, that, or the other. I mean, I don't know if it's just the sheer amount of cards that people would have to go through,
Mm-hmm.
but it also feels like people are still very much engaged in just like having a bigger deck, and if people do dump into the market because they do want to get out, there's enough people there to take the good cards, and the bad cards. And whenever anything drops low enough, or sorry, lower than low, I feel like people are just buying it up just to burn it or use it for reverse. Like I feel like they've got so many areas like cordoned off. It's almost like a good, like no way to escape, but in a good way. Like a good security system, no
Oh
blind
god.
spots.
It's
Yeah.
it's like you're in a good prison, not the bad kind, but the good kind where they
Yeah,
treat
yeah,
you well.
yeah, yeah. You
No,
know what I mean? I was trying to think like, what does that actually mean? But yeah, you know.
Fantasy Top, the only prison you're wishing you could stay longer in. I don't know why they don't have us do all of their PR, Ezra. I mean, we are
Yeah,
pretty fantastic at it, clearly.
that's it, mate. That's it.
Holy hell.
Got it
Oh
down.
man. But no, you're spot on. Yesterday I had the pleasure of talking to Luke and Nets in an interview on Twitter. Really great stuff. Go listen to that on the MVHQ page if you didn't weren't around to hear it. But something he talked about was the moat, right, and kind of the moat for what's keeping people in your DApp, your protocol, your blockchain, all these different levels. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing here, right? Is Fantasy Top has they've provided a pretty strong moat, not really a reason to leave, regardless of what the broader market's doing, pumping, dumping. Fantasy just keeps on chugging along, and I'm happy. I'm happy it's kind of realized its own individuality. Aside,
Yeah,
decoupling from the market a little bit.
yeah, for sure, man. For sure. For sure. Yeah, I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
Yes, sir.
Um, yeah, apart from that, mate, pretty good. Pretty good. I think that was kind of everything. I was just sending my referral code to someone.
Nah, there we go. Yeah, farm those referrals, mate. Do it.
Some guy was asking how he claims his tokens, so sending them.
Right here, follow this link or send it directly to ezrin.eth.
Exactly, exactly. Nice, man. Well, look, I don't think we need to. I can't think of much else really. In terms of cards to pick up, nah, not really going for too much in my sights.
Yeah.
Um, but I think I'll probably just keep refining stuff. Anything I've got lots of, I'll maybe sell off a bit, use that,
Gotcha.
maybe buy some frags, do some gambling, and then and then look at seeing if I can get some bids filled on some of the ones I'm close to, but not quite
Hmm.
there with yet.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I saw your burn possibilities. You could bring in a whole other slew of rares there if and you felt like it. So
Yeah, what should we do?
here we go.
Let's see.
Who do we got here? Jeez.
I mean, I could burn some.
I mean, yeah, you've
Check.
got a ton of cards there. Those aren't even the ones you would want to upgrade, probably.
Yeah, I'll probably end up. I mean,
The army of Travis Bickles.
it's one for each day he fasted.
Yeah, man posted a tweet yesterday. He's going on a 9-day fast. Like
No, he did it. He did it.
oh, that's right. He completed it. He's ending his
Yeah.
night. He's breaking it. Which
Yeah, crazy.
insane. I could never.
I know. I'll probably have a wee look through this before I burn them. I'll maybe not do it just now.
Yeah. No worries. We've already burnt a couple thousand fragments today, so I think we did our piece for the fantasy top
For the metrics.
yeah, for the metrics. We're burning. We're in there.
Yeah. Like paying our dues.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I think, like you, I think you
What are you
pointed
going
it
for?
out. I think you pointed it out well. The only real one star that I think could make a huge difference is Web3 Quant, and I think we see that reflected in his price, right? 0.027, 1 star. That's about the highest premium you can get. But for not necessarily an under the radar or 1 or 2 star pick, I do love Tyler D. 0.03 for a common, so not cheap by any means. But if you go back,
Do that again. Tyler D's how much?
Tyler D, his common is 0.03.
Oh, I was thinking other Tyler.
Oh no, he's 0.086. He's a fair bit
Yeah.
more expensive. But if you look right now, Tyler D is ranked 38, and the other Tyler is 41st, but he's almost 3 times the cost.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure, man. Tyler D. And I don't know if it's just the fact it's like another Pudge, but I just don't ever. I need to start paying more attention to him because I feel like I get him confused with other ones, and then I never really know if it's the good one or the bad one. Do you know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, he does.
I get him and Ignis mixed up, and Mike Dudas.
Oh, got it. Yeah, they're all rocking the pudgy PFPs.
Yeah, so those
Ignis,
three, I can never remember who's the good one.
I think Tyler D is pretty far and away the best out of those options. He does a day almost similar to what I write for Metaverse HQ. He does like a daily recap every morning from what happened the previous day on Twitter. That always gets a fair few looks. Here, let's just go to him real quick. Tyler D. So called the Morning Minute. He wrote his 6 hours ago. It's got 5,000 views, nothing crazy. But then he is also kind of tweeting out breaking news as it happens each day. So even today, he's got one post with 1,300 views, another post with 2,200, another post with 3,000, another post with 1,600, another post with 22. He is consistent. He posts and he posts and he posts, and sometimes they pop off, but he's very rarely ever below, a rank 60 or 50 hero.
That's
ever.
cool, man. I need to look into him a bit more. He's like DB, but with a tweet button.
Yep, exactly. And he is, we were talking about Farouk having his own show. He is on Farouk's show with him every morning, I believe. The
nice.
FOMO hour right here. So if I just click into a little bit, yep, it's Farouk, Tyler D, and Mando. So he's out there. He gets exposure. Daily Twitter threads, daily video or Twitter broadcasts like we're doing here. Fantasy Top started a thread introducing special edition cards?
Huh?
Yeah, we got breaking news right here and now, folks. Here, I got it pulled up on my my screen. Introducing special edition cards. Special edition cards bring a new layer of collectability to Fantasy Top, celebrating milestones and adding exclusive designs to the ecosystem.
Oh
Okay,
hell
so maybe it's just
yeah! It's like
a
fucking.
visual
It's like
thing.
Pokemon, man. It's like get the Umbreon.
Okay, yeah. So you can you can mint first edition cards, which are kind of, if you remember what they look like before we
This
transitioned
was our
over to a
joke the other
V2.
day.
Looks like we'll have 1 week to mint them. And it'll forever retain its V1 era look. So that's kind of funny.
That is so funny because that was
They'll
literally
be viewable in the gallery. Functions the
that.
same as any other card. Identical properties for gameplay. Interesting. So yeah, just looks like another kind of collectible aspect they're bringing to Fantasy Top here.
Card level ups and
Interesting.
card
So
burning.
looks like these might be the art rares of Fantasy Top.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Hello, hello.
Uh-oh. Did I lose you, Ezrin?
Yeah, speaking, speaking. Hello, hello.
I cannot hear you.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, there we go. All right, we're back. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Apologies if I was talking over you, man. I thought you went I thought
I
you
was
muted.
cracking a few jokes. I was basically saying it's just like what we said the other time when we remember when we minted the when we got the last level ups, we got the
Yes.
retro cards, and so the
Mhm.
joke we were posting was first edition cards.
Yep. And how would we ever know? We were closer to the truth than we realized.
Yeah. Like straight up, that was the whole thing. So yeah, now we're getting like shadowless anthems. Yeah.
I'll take a Shadowless Ansem and an SAR Greg, please.
Yeah. Error
Man,
card.
man, that's fun. That is fun. So doesn't have
I kind of
a.
like it.
I do too. Hey, it's just another thing. Encourages burning a little bit. Brings an extra collectability element. So yeah, I'm here for it.
That is funny, man. Yeah, we literally said that the other week. Good job. Okay, nice. So it's gonna be
Follow Ezra and Silva for more Fantasy Top Alpha like that.
we got what was I gonna say? I need to read that tweet. So we got like a week to do it. It's only through upgrades.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, I need to have a read of that.
Yeah, I'll dive in and play around with it myself once we hop off here. Maybe since it'll be live for a week, we could even demo it next week if we see something worth doing.
Yeah, I'll read that before I go burning stuff. Nice
Awesome.
one, man. Well, we got that to look forward to.
Yes, sir. Yeah, always nice to end the show with a little bit of breaking news, eh?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much, Ezra, as always, for joining us. Thank you to, all of our 635 viewers who stopped by today. Always appreciate you guys. You are the lifeblood of Fantasy Top and Fantasy Top Down itself. So, from myself, Silva Surger, and Metaverse HQ, thank you all for coming. Ezra, anything for a sign off here?
No, have a good one, man. Have a good week. Enjoy. I can't even remember what we've got coming up. Lots of stuff. Yeah. Enjoy it.
all of Web 3. Yeah,
all of that. Just
all the stuff.
Blockchain. Yeah.
Buzzwords.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Have a good one, man. I need to go to bed. I'm tired. Right,
Yes,
there we go.
sir. All right, we're gonna let our co-host here get off to bed and dream of some sheep hopping over that fence. So from us here and Metaverse HQ, thank you everyone, and we will see you next time.